10 years from now, it won't be all that surprising if we look back at the 2020 draft class as the class that produced two of the biggest superstars in the NFL, LSU's Joe Burrow and Alabama's Tua Tagovailoa. Here's my elevator pitch on why I think these two are destined for greatness. All right, let's start out with Joe Burrow, who probably put together the best single-season passing performance in college football history. The dude passed for 5,600 plus yards, 60 touchdowns, 6 picks, won the Heisman Trophy, led LSU to the national championship game. He's an absolute baller. Burrow's not super impressive physically. He's got slender frame and he has an average arm, but he does have 3 crucial traits that give him potential star power at the next level. Number 1, he's incredibly accurate. Number 2, he has ice in his veins under pressure. And number 3, he has good athleticism. He's able to extend plays or pick up yards with his feet. Let's start with the accuracy. Burrow completed 76.3% of his throws in 2019, and it wasn't like he was just throwing dump-offs and screens and things like that. He chucks it downfield. Case in point, he had 32 big-time throws in 2019, which was best in college football, according to Pro Football Focus, to just 9 turnover-worthy plays. Burrow has incredible composure under pressure. He's able to move around the pocket, avoid pressure, keep his eyes downfield, and he has that killer instinct that you want your quarterback to have. I'm not saying he's Tom Brady, but this dude faced off against the best defenses in the NCAA this year and absolutely dominated in all those games under the brightest lights in the biggest situations, including the national championship game. He has ice in his veins. He's just really, really good under pressure. Finally, and yeah, it's a cliche, but Burrow is deceptively fast. In addition to throwing 60 touchdowns in 2019, he added 5 touchdowns on the ground, 368 yards as a rusher. He adds that element to the offense. It makes him a major pain in the ass to defend. Put it all together, and Joe Burrow is an elite quarterback prospect and total package at the position. Everything negative you could say about him at this point is just basically nitpicking. He has elite accuracy, natural playmaking talent, and innate leadership skills. Next up, let's talk about Tua Tagovailoa. If Joe Burrow had the best single-season passing performance ever, Tua had the best career passing performance in college football history. This dude finished with a career passer efficiency rating of 199.4 and averaged 10.9 yards per attempt, both best all-time for a college quarterback. In his career, he threw 87 touchdowns to just 11 picks. He threw a touchdown on 12.7% of his throws, which is best in Division I history ever, by more than 2 percentage points. He is historically good. Let's break down why. Tua has 3 traits that separate him from most quarterback prospects. Number 1, elite processing speed. Number 2, very good athleticism. And number 3, absolute pinpoint accuracy to all 3 levels of the field. Tua operates with almost robotic movement. The way he drops back, his feet and hands are connected, and he effortlessly reads the field to figure out where to go with the ball. He's almost like a point guard with the way he sees the field and makes instant decisions as to where to go with the football in RPO plays. He holds defenders with his eyes, and he always seems to know where the open man's going to be. Next up, let's talk about his athleticism. He has the escape ability to roll out of the pocket in the face of pressure or dart up through the middle to pick up some extra yards if the pressure comes from the outside. He rushed for 340 yards and 9 touchdowns in his career. He's built a little bit like Russell Wilson, and it's just another dimension that teams have to account for. Next up, let's talk about Tua's accuracy. He has pinpoint accuracy to all 3 levels of the field. In the short and intermediate areas, he rarely misses his receivers. On deep passes, he has incredible feathery touch. He can hit the deep out with pinpoint location. And aesthetically speaking, he just has a pretty deep ball. It jumps off his hand, has a tight spiral, arrives right when it needs to arrive. The big question, of course, is whether Tua's hip is healed and whether it's going to give him issues long term. I can't speak to that here, but what I do know is that Tua has the skill set and talent to be a big-time superstar in the NFL. Together with Joe Burrow, I think these 2 guys have a chance to define the next generation of quarterbacks in the NFL.